Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Nina Warhurst and Sally Nugent.
Our headlines today. It's Wednesday the 25th of January. Our main story, it's been confirmed that 2 British aid workers who went missing in Ukraine earlier this month have been killed.
Chris Parry and Andrew Bagshaw died while attempting to evacuate people from the front line in the east of the country, as John Donnison reports.
Well, meanwhile, the US and Germany are expected to confirm that they will both send tanks to Ukraine after months of debate.
Reports suggest that President Biden will announce plans to send around 30 tanks, while Germany will ship at least 14. Until now, both countries have resisted pressure to supply the vehicles. Well,
Rishi Sunak is likely to face further criticism this afternoon at Prime Minister's questions about the conduct of the Conservative Party chairman, Nadhim Zahawi.
Mr Sunak has ordered his ethics advisor to investigate how Mr Zahawi resolved a tax dispute when he was Chancellor.
Well, let's get more from...
And at 8 o'clock this morning, we will be joined by the officer who is leading that investigation.
8 minutes past 6. Now, the US President Joe Biden is urging Congress to tighten laws on assault weapons after several mass shootings in the state of California last week.
On Saturday, 11 people were killed by a gunman in the Monterey Park area, and on Monday, 7 former co-workers were killed in Half Moon Bay. Our West Coast correspondent Sophie Long has this report.
The co-founder of the popular children's television show Sesame Street has died at the age of 93. It is, because there wasn't a lot around, was there, in terms of kids' TV? It really
There was
plays
even
the
less
trail.
when I was a kid, Nina, but yes, not much at all. But Sesame Street was it, definitely.
Carol's here with the weather. You remember Sesame Street?
I do indeed, Nina.
40 minutes past 6. Now, humans can understand gestures used by chimpanzees to communicate with each other in the wild. That's according to new research.
Scientists from the University of St Andrews asked volunteers to watch videos and to try and translate the animals' sign language.
Now, the results indicate that this form of communication may be the origin of our own language. Here's our science correspondent, Victoria Gill.
So that's what shaking a tree means?
Yeah, it means you're on the pull.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, watch out for it when you're out and about. Do you know that sort of looking out for grooming? My son does that. He's done it since he was tiny. If he wants to have a tickle before bed, he'll just sort of look at me like that. So it's really interesting, isn't it, that
learn
have
what
that
to
in
do.
common. Hopefully he'll grow out of it.
Let's have a look at this morning's front pages, shall we? Now, we're going to talk about somebody you might remember. Former Breakfast presenter Bill Turnbull made it his legacy to encourage other men to get tested for prostate cancer following his own diagnosis in 2017.
Well, after his death in August, his daughter Flora has announced she's going to follow in her dad's footsteps and run the London Marathon. It will be in support of Prostate Cancer UK.
Today would have been Bill's 67th birthday. Graham Satchell has been to meet Flora to hear why she's taking on the challenge and her cherished memories of her dad. He was our boss for a long time, but he really loved the boss.
Did he?
Bruce Springsteen, yes, very much. So that's lovely to hear from Flora that she's listening to Bruce as she runs.
I didn't know Bill nearly as well as you did, but his outward persona on TV, gregarious character, but it's interesting what Graham was saying, what Flora was saying, it's very private. So for him to campaign for prostate cancer awareness was actually outside of his comfort zone, but he did it.
Really private, really, really wise.
Yes.
He always had the best advice. He knew what to do in any crisis. He was super calm. And as the advice he gave Flora when she had that breakup, just really good at life advice.
It's a brilliant dad moment to say to a daughter, rely on yourself.
Yeah, we really miss him. And after 8 o'clock this morning, we will be joined by Nicola Tallett from Prostate Cancer UK to talk about Flora's challenge and, of course, Bill's legacy.
Good luck with the training, Flora. It's time now at 6:24 to get the news, the travel and the weather where you are this morning.